Hello and welcome to the Mover segment here on TV3. Tonight we're inside Kaswa at Caphzan Enterprise Limited, producers of Zigot yogurts. We're going to be finding out all about Dr. S.K. Amwa's yogurt business. Join me as we explore his factory. Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Nice meeting you too.
Please tell us all about your yogurt business. When did you start and what excited you about it?
Zigot was started in 2014. Started when we came up with a company, Caphzan Enterprise. The yogurt has been something that I've been producing right from school when I was in KNUST. I started producing in 1999 while I was in the medical school. I was producing it, but I stopped upon completion of school. However, I used to do it for some friends of mine whenever they had programs, weddings, parties, and what have you. And the comments were like, wow, this is nice. It tastes better than all that we have on the market. So there were persistent calls that why don't you go in commercial with this? And I do have that entrepreneurship drive. So in the year 2014, I decided to take that up. After I was a patron of the regular yogurts on the market, and I noticed that, well, I can produce something far better, of a better quality and grade than what I find in the shop. So that's how I came by Zigot.
I guess a multi-million-dollar question is, why will a medical doctor want to enter into yogurt production?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I still practice. I do practice. I'm a private practitioner, Health Star Clinic in Adan. But with that entrepreneurship drive, it's not just the yogurt production. I'm into farming as well, together with a couple of other activities. So, and I take joy in seeing folks happy and excited. And the best I can is also to come out with something that gives job to the young guys up there.
I noticed there are various products, there are various flavors to it. We've got vanilla, we've got pineapple, and you also say it's with probiotic substances. What is probiotic? What do you mean by that?
When we say probiotic, the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, defined probiotic as live microorganisms, which when delivered in adequate quantity, so bacteria that you have in your digestive tract, that we've reinforced them in the yogurt as well. You find them there. They are not harmful. They rather prefer health benefits to you as a person when you take them.
How did you raise that initial capital to venture into this business of yours?
Well, from my practice, I was in the public sector. So that, and then together with my wife, we raised some funds. And we had a couple of friends who also came in with some various amounts to help us raise the industry. Not for free though. We pay them back with some interest.
And what has been the feedback since?
It's been excellent. There were quite a number of yogurt products, but we've branded ourselves. We've just been in the system for barely 2 years. But when you talk about Zigot, it's becoming a household name. Wherever Zigot finds itself with its co-competitors, we're always on top of the product. So it's been very successful since we started.
So what are the contents of this yogurt, for instance?
We do have low-fat milk, as there's milk in it. We have sugar, but the sugar is in very low dose, as you can see. It's not so sugary, so it's very healthy for all walks of life. We have variants with wheat in it and those without wheat in, and then the flavor that we add. That's why it's not filled with chemicals. It's a purely natural product.
And how do you source the raw materials?
We get all our raw materials from the markets, open markets in the country. We don't export any, we buy them. We don't import them.
It's good to hear you say that even before you ventured into this market, there were quite a number of companies that were into the production of yogurt. Yeah. How have you distinguished yourselves from all these companies?
One, we've relied more on the quality of our product. Anyone who has tasted yogurt will know that it's in a class of its own. We're not copying brands. We have our own taste, our own standards. Secondly, we've been quite receptive to the market. We produce based on what our clients say. Some will say, wow, we want it quite thick, we want the sugar low. So we produce to meet the demands and the expectations of our customers. And it's reflecting in the market. We've been in existence for barely 2 years, but wherever you go, all the marts, supermarkets, big malls, you see Zigot there.
So where can I find your product if I want to buy in large quantities?
If you want to buy in large quantities, you can call us, the factory line. We do door-to-door delivery. Our vans will come to your end and supply you.
But you also mentioned that you distribute to a number of large supermarkets and shops.
Exactly.
Which are these?
When you take Accra, we are in Game, we're in Marina Mall, all the Shell shops, Total, Yomart, ANC, all over. We are everywhere. Wherever you see a supermarket or a provision shop, you get Zigot there.
Is it a profitable business?
Yes, it's profitable, but it comes with risk as well. You know, it's a dairy product. no preservative. So whenever there are power fluctuations, especially not from our end, but the end of our clients, our customers, the retailers, the products do go bad. And as a policy, we do replace. Whoever buys Zigot is never going to run at a loss, even if you are buying it for domestic consumption. Whenever it goes bad, it's our duty to replace it for you.
But, you know, looking right here, I see this beautiful picture of your family, yourself, your 3 daughters and a son. How much of support has your wife been to you with regards to this business?
She's been very, very supportive. She's a pharmacist. She was also in the public sector but resigned to take up this business. She's into the managerial role, administrative, accounting. She handles everything. As you can see, I'm basically into production. I come, I produce, and I go back to my consulting room to attend to my patients and clients. So she's been the backbone of the company.
4 kids, you've been busy.
Quite busy.
I see. And prospect for this business.
Our long-term vision is to take the products beyond the shores of this country. As we speak now, we are yet to cover the entire country. We are hoping to do that in the course of this year. And even before we do that, we've been to 1 or 2 West African neighbors. We are trying to find out and satisfy their regulatory requirements so that we'll be able to export there. And from there, we take it beyond West Africa to cover Africa. Who knows? Some years to come, we may conquer the entire world.
What has been your major challenge?
Good. We started in 2014, and the challenges, I would classify them into 3. 1, energy was a big problem. You know, that was when the, in quote, doomsaw was at its peak. So you do supply the products, and the product should always be refrigerated. Within 2-3 hours, when it's out of the refrigerator, it goes bad. So most shops without plants or alternative energy sources made losses. We made the loss because we had to replace for them. And then secondly, it was price fluctuation. The market is quite big. There are lots of competitors out there. But we had, due to the dollar rates, the raw materials, the price kept increasing, for which you can't increase the price, more so being a new entrant. So we were limited by that. And then getting the right caliber of people to train in the production is a bit scientific. So if you don't get the right guys out there, you constantly record contamination in the products.
What's been your own contribution to society? How much of employment have you created?
First, I think we've created quite a number. At the moment, our staff strength stands at 25, excluding managers. We've been partaking in a number of health activities. This year, we're at the blood donation campaign held by TV3, and we've partaken in a number of health walks, all meant at raising funds. Within our locality too, we do a bit by helping out to sort out our roads and stuff. Being a young company, 2 years, we hope in the next 3-4 years as we grow, we'll be able to do better. You
talked about your prospects of expanding the business and also exporting to other African markets and going global as well. How do you intend to source that capital?
Good. Yeah, access to finance, I'll say, is a major challenge, not just to me. I guess all entrepreneurs in the country would allude to that fact. So first, we do source funds on other companies that we do run. I'm still into the health activities as well. We are into the farming, so we harness resources. From time to time, we get friends and colleagues coming in, something equity financing. Then, interestingly, we occasionally do get support from the microfinance companies rather. The traditional banks, really, we don't meet their requirements, but quite a number of the microfinance companies do help us out, and we are hoping to raise some funds from the profit that we make.
I'm sure there are quite a number of people who've tasted your product, they've enjoyed it, but they're yet to meet the man behind it. Watching you today, and also considering the fact that a lot more of the youth out there come out of school, graduates are unemployed, what's your advice to those who want to be entrepreneurs like you?
I would advise that we all have entrepreneurship drive in our minds right from school. You know, as we can see, the system is choked. The government cannot employ everybody. It's left to us to do the little we can to employ our own selves. So in doing that, I would want the youth out there to challenge themselves, you know, to have the can-do attitude, the can-do spirit. And we shouldn't be limited in a small corner where we are. I'm a medical practitioner. I still do practice as well. And we having the yogurt company as well. And I'm farming as well. So we shouldn't just limit ourselves to just the little corner where we are, you're a businessman, a single shop somewhere. Let's strive to do more. And I would also call on the system, the microfinance companies, the traditional banks, to do a lot more in supporting the youth. Because more often than not, the requirements for capital or for loans are quite, it would be very difficult for a young guy or young lady who wants to start something to satisfy those requirements. Where are you going to get a building to serve as a collateral? How do you get a land right after school? But there are young graduates coming out there who have the ideas. I talked to quite a number of them. The ideas are there, the vision is there, but there is no support. So whilst calling on them to come out to do that, I think we have to develop a system which supports the young guys, the youth, the entrepreneurship, those with good business plans. We can support them and the country will be a better place for all of us.
Thank you very much, Dr. S.K. Amwa, for your time.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure hosting you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Can I take a bit of your drink?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
I've
Thank
got
you.
a couple there for you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's how we conclude our Mover segment here on Business Focus. My name is Sparkwisi Asari. Same time next week, we'll come to you from another location